Hello, everybody. Lee here. Sorry I missed stream on Sunday night, but here I am doing some movement. I was going to do some spear yesterday, but I looked and the place that I was sourcing the spear practice spearhead from is sold out, and they don't know when they're going to get it back again. And so I've outsourced it to Amazon because none of the kung fu schools will sell me just a plain spearhead. Let me just change the category. Looks like our stream health is still good, so yeah, that should be a good enough level. Should be fine. So yeah, sorry about that. No spear today. I don't want to do any spear until I've got a spearhead. So when I'm wielding it, it looks like an actual spear instead of me just thrusting with a pole. Sorry, folks. Looks like our internet cut out, but we should be good to go. So, like I said, just empty-handed martial arts today. No spear until I get that spearhead from Amazon. There was a local place I looked in. They online it said that they had one in stock, and I went there today, like right at 12, and they didn't have it. So, and like I said, I've been trying Kung Fu Studios, and none of them wants to sell me a spear or the spearhead. They probably want me to join. So I'm just going to avoid that because I really don't train in Kung Fu, and I'm not going to join a Kung Fu school just so I can get the spear or the spear head as it is, a training spearhead. Things aren't going too bad martial arts wise, except the one school that I got my black belt in, the one style seems to be crumbling, and I don't know how good my black belt will be in there. But I did recently get promoted to first degree black in Hapkido, and I'm probably going to continue on with that if this other organization doesn't stabilize. So enough the mumbling, let's get moving. Just if you're following along, just make sure you have some loose, comfortable clothing, and we'll go from there. Make sure your area is free from any obstructions that you might fall into. So it's one of the beginner's empty-handed forms. Now I'll just do join, lock, and throw set. Those last two were hip throws, so there's a joint lock and throw, another joint lock, reaching behind and kicking the back of the knee, another a twisting joint lock. So the wrist is being grabbed and twisted with two hands, twisting underneath, skip and step, pushing the arm and shoulder up, and then locking, turning, locking. Then there's the regular outward wrist lock, outward wrist lock that people see a lot from Steven Seagal films called the Kotegaeshi, the wrist lock. That's what I'm doing there. Pivoting around and wrist locking, turning. So on to the second beginner form. This one's a little bit longer. Some Qigong breaths. Hup. 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 Another empty-handed form. Mix that up by doing part of that spear form that I learned, and then we'll go on to some more empty-handed forms. Sorry. See, forgot it already. I haven't done it in a couple of months. So this is a scooping thrust with the spear as opposed to straight shoveling it, transitioning into that long stance. So here, deflection, deflection, going from the back stance and doing that thrust from here, steering where we are, sweeping. And that's as much as I learned. So continuing on, I can't remember the rest of it after that. Sweep. And working with the knee injury as well. We do this cross stance and shield cover a few times in their style, along with that block cover and punch. And double palm strike. Full palm strike with back kick. We do that a couple times too. One more time with that. I'll do it slowly though. Inside crescent kick. Inside crescent kick. And knife hand. Here. Circular knife hand. Pop, pop. Cover the kidneys. Back spin kick. Punch, 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 cover. Cover, punch, punch, punch. Here, feet come together. We go into that cross stance. And I'll just hold it for a bit. Need some more room from there, so I'll just scooch over. Hook kick, knife, block cover, punch, knife hand, spinning knife hand. Now for the other form, another form that is. A spin kick, X blocks, low spin kick. More sun with that one. Always need more practice on everything. Always need more practice. Let me just do that spear fly again. Something like that. Now there's a couple ways to do this low spin kick, so maybe I'll practice them. Changing the attitude of the camera. So one way is just to hit with the heel and spin at different heights. With this one, it's a low one, but there's also the low spin kick, and that's the one that they're aiming for us to do eventually. Kind of like something out of Chinese boxing. Low spin kick. Shield block. So X block to low X block. And the form. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 form. I'll do that slowly because I'm a little bit out of practice. X block here, jump. Knuckle, palm, right hand, spear. So from here, twirling around in that place, land, throwing. These are supposed to be taking throwing knives from the folds of your uniform or gown or what have you, and throwing knives. Mantis. And hooked stance again on this side. Hooked stance again on that side. Deep knees behind the knees and thrust, inside kick, upward ridge hand, block middle section on the left hand side, block high section on the right hand side with mantis hands. So, boom, boom, boom. Side kick, inside crescent kick without. So the idea is side kick and without dropping the foot, inside crescent kick. Inverted spear hands land. Back spinning kick. No, I might have gotten that wrong. Somehow it's just a punch, punch. Something like that. We'll just take a bit of a breather and then we'll see where my mistakes and errors are, as I know I made them. So yeah, that one's a rich hand. That's pretty much it. Let's take that from the top slowly. Oh, somebody in chat. Thanks for joining, Chubbs. No problem. Some of this stuff is pretty advanced, so if you're a beginner, I'll just go over that beginner form one more time. Let me just get onto my Twitch page. Thank you. Thank you for being the first one in chat today. Maybe I can break down some of those kicks from those from those forums for you. Beginners are always welcome. Now, mind you, if you're a beginner, I'm not going to get you to do a jumping spin kick or anything. I know one martial arts that I was in a karate style, and I was a fairly beginner, and the one guy was expecting me to do jump spinning kicks, and that was just unrealistic. I was just ready there to do like very basic martial arts, and he was expecting me to jump. What I'll tell anybody is just watch the stream a few times. Slowly pick up movements. You've been here for a while, at least 4 or 5 years, Chabs, but thank you for joining me today. So I'll just go over that beginner's forum slowly. And I just followed you, so I'll do that 6-part beginner's forum slower. I might put the camera lower so you can see a little bit more of my mid-torso, so you can see what the feet and the hands are doing at the same time. So we start from our ready stance with our hands up. Sometimes you're taking a step backwards, but this is essentially where our hips are facing off to the side and our hands are open and relaxed. And from here, we turn the hips, we bring the fists back to the hips so that we're turning the hips from there to there in preparation for a front kick. Whatever height is good for you, but the idea is when doing that front kick, we're going to turn those hips first. And in some schools, they teach a retraction on the kick, but on ours, we don't want that retraction. We don't want that retraction. We want to stick it out there and then land. From here, block, cover, punch. So fistic block, hand comes underneath, covering it up, and then punch. Standard martial arts punch. Then we're going to turn from that front stance, turning into horse stance, block. We're going to do a dropping knife hand to the side. So I'll do it from another angle. Cover, block, cover, punch, turning, block, and dropping knife hand to the side. From here, we're going to inside crescent kick into that palm, turn our hips round, cover the kidneys, ridge hand strike. So ridge hand strike is the opposite of that. We did that dropping knife hand, hitting with the knife hand, but this time we're hitting with the ridge hand. inside kick, turning to horse stance, covering the kidneys, bridge hand strike, cover the other kidneys, dropping knife hand, and we're going to turn in place, and we're going to ridge hand into the open palm. Ridge hand, dropping knife hand, turn, ridge hand, both hands clasp, and we do a rearward elbow. And from there, we're going to do this shield block and a low side kick, and we're not going to retract that side kick. We are going to focus all the way through, land, X block, fist back to hips, spin around, because we do a lot of spinning in this martial arts, so we don't just linearly pull the foot back and turn like that low spin kick. We're getting used to that kind of motion, so let me do that a couple times. You can see my feet. So instead of just linearly turning around, what we want to do, we want to get used to that motion of, if we're going to do that low back spin, we're doing that same footwork. Always taking the feet, spinning them around one way or the other, getting used to that kind of footwork. Getting used to that spinning with the feet and the hips. So that's that. Thanks for joining me, Chabs and others. Next time, hopefully I'll have that spearhead in the next couple days, and I'll be able to do that spear form for everybody. But thank you very much for joining me and moving with me, and hopefully sweating like I am, getting a little bit of movement in your life and getting the body, the aches and pains out. I'm going to go get some coffee now. See if I can raid somebody. If I can spell. So yeah, martial arts will give you a bit of a sweat when you're moving around, doing things. We're going to go raid Lily Vanilli. Looks what she's playing today. She's playing Overwatch 2. Thanks a lot for joining me, everybody, and we'll see you again. This is Lee wishing you a safe and happy, restful evening. And we'll see you again until next time, everybody.